he, was like, well, I don't really know what to tell you. You're not really flaring that bad, but you're kind of flaring, so we'll just keep you on more prednisone, see what's going on. By this time, I was up to a whopping 200 pounds. So let's check in on the weight calendar. I had gone from 130 pounds to 200 pounds. I'm sure most of you know what it's like to gain weight on steroids. It's awful. It's horrid. Eating all the time. All you want is carbs. You're angry, night sweats, all of that stuff. So I was not happy staying on steroids, but that's what he wanted, and I had no idea what was going to be better. My face was about this big, so I just dealt with it. So I continued to get sicker and continued to get sicker and continued to get sicker. And during this time, I was following the SCD diet, the specific carbohydrate diet, and then went to SCD and completely organic diet. Like, we were going to eat completely healthy. My body was not going to put anything in it that was going to hurt it whatsoever. So I continued to get sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker, and I couldn't figure out what was going on because they kept drawing blood, and, I seemed sick, but I wasn't too sick, and so then it got to be the week before my finals week, and I went home for the weekend and let my doctor know I feel like absolute shit. Something is wrong. I don't know what's going on. Please help me. So they let the hospital know that I was going to come in that night, and they needed to admit me. So I got to the hospital, admitted me. I was in the hospital for about a week. They found out that I had a parasite called Cryptosporidium. I had gotten it from eating only organic foods. I was trying to eat healthy, fix my body that way. Didn't really work out too well. And because I had been on Imuran and had not had an immune system, and prednisone, which also ironically depletes your immune system, my body hadn't been able to fight it off. So went on some more antibiotics and got rid of my parasite, and because they did another colonoscopy while I was in the hospital and found that prednisone had done nothing but made me gain 70 pounds. So my ulcerative colitis had gotten much, much worse, and I was much sicker, and I had just wasted a year of my life being on this awful drug. And so they, by that time, had decided it was time to put me on Remicade. So I started taking Remicade and had gotten 2 doses. And then I ended up going to Mayo Clinic and saw an amazing, phenomenal doctor there. Mayo Clinic is the best hospital clinic in the entire world. I love them. I praise them. I think they are all phenomenal. They actually care about their patients. They listen to you, they believe everything that you say, and they don't make you feel like an idiot for asking questions. They don't talk down to you. They are phenomenal. I love you, Mayo Clinic. So anyways, went to Mayo Clinic. I was told I was one of the worst cases that the doctor had seen. It was really, really, really bad from what he had heard. And so he thought that Remicade was probably the best route for me. And from the colonoscopy they did there, so that's 3 in a year if you're counting, that colonoscopy showed that the Remicade had gotten rid of all of my ulcers at that point, which was a miracle for me because, if Remicade wasn't going to do it, I didn't know what we were going to do. Like, surgery was sort of the only option left, and surgery sounded really scary. So Remicade was great, and they were just going to keep me on that, and it was just going to be wonderful. So hooray! So for the next year, I was on Remicade, which has been really wonderful up until now, except for a few things. Remicade is a mouse protein mix. What it does is it does some TNF factor, it fights it off, something like that. I don't really know what it does. It's a biologic drug. It's really wonderful. If you're thinking about getting on it, just because it hasn't been perfect for me does not mean that it won't be perfect for you. I really, really recommend it. What Remicade does is you get an IV. I get mine every 7 weeks. Mine takes about an hour and a half now, and it's an IV, and you get it, and sometimes it's really great. But Remicade depletes your immune system, so your body stops attacking your colon, because when you have ulcerative colitis, you get ulcers because your immune system attacks your colon because it thinks it's a foreign object, which is kind of how I understand it. Anyways, so I don't have an immune system. In the last year, I've had shingles, which is excruciatingly painful, let me tell you. And as a full-time college student who also works 40 hours a week, having shingles is not in my schedule. Like, I don't have time to not be able to wear clothes and go to class. I don't have time to skip class. I don't have time to not go to work. I have bills to pay. I have classes to go to. I have had a scalp fungus. I recently was hospitalized for 2 days for excruciatingly painful, debilitating joint pain, which I'm now being told is either drug-induced lupus or what they think it actually is a drug allergic reaction to Remicade. And they think it's actually a drug reaction because when I had shingles, I couldn't get Remicade for an extra few weeks. And so during those few weeks, my body started making antibodies against Remicade, and so now my body is responding really badly to Remicade. And so it's really, really, really not good because, you know, I'm afraid that I'm not going to be able to get Remicade anymore, and Remicade's sort of the only thing that's worked for me. And so Mayo has said that if I go off Remicade, then, you know, the only two options I have left are Humira, which is a human protein mix, but it's a shot you have to give yourself, and I don't really know how I feel about that. It makes me really nervous, plus it's not FDA approved for ulcerative colitis. So my insurance company, which has been phenomenal, like, thank you, my insurance company. I love you guys. I swear to God, I'm trying to find a way to fix all my problems so you can stop paying for me. I promise. But my insurance company has to say that they'll pay for it, and Lord knows if they'll actually do that. And I don't even know anything about Humira. And if they don't, and if Humira doesn't work, then the next option is surgery. And that's sort of the more realistic option for me because, quite honestly, I'm tired of living like this. I'm tired of not knowing when the next time I'm going to be sick is and what's the next, what's the next weird thing that's going to happen to me. Like, what weird disease or what weird sickness or what weird thing is going to happen to me next. I'm at a point where I don't know what to do because I'm really, really afraid. My mom is adamant on me going back on the FCD diet, and quite honestly, I am a college student. I am a full-time college student. I take at least 12 hours every semester. I also work 40 hours every week. I don't have time to make food and to make everything from scratch and to make sure that I'm eating everything by this diet, and I don't think it's gonna work. I don't think that it's gonna work. I think my colon is diseased. I want it out. I want to throw it away. I hate it. It's made my life a complete living hell for the last couple of years. And I'm tired and I'm sick and I'm tired of being sick and tired, and I'm tired of having to explain to my teachers that, guess what? I'm probably going to get sick and not be able to come to class, and please believe me when I tell you I'm sick, and it's just really hard. And I'm just at a place where I don't know what to do, and I guess I'm looking for some sort of advice now because my mom won't listen to me, and she just keeps telling me that I have to go on this diet, and she's not going to support me unless I do this diet to the best of or I follow this diet completely, and she won't support me getting surgery, and I will follow this diet to the best of my ability, and I'll follow it after I get surgery too, but I just feel like surgery is the best option for me because I can't live my life like this anymore, and I just don't know what to do, and so I need some help. And so if anybody out there could give me some help or some advice, or if you know, or if you've had surgery, or you've been on the diet, or you've done both, if you could let me know what you think or anything, that'd be really great, because I'm really scared, and I'm tired, and I'm sick, and I just don't know what to do anymore. So, stay tuned. I hope there'll be happier ones. Okay, bye.